there, Virgo. How's it going? NICO, Scarlet Moon here with your weekly forecast for the week starting April 27th, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever want to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com. Now, of course, as you may notice, I am not appearing on screen for this video, and that is actually due to some really cool shifts that have been going on in my spiritual practice, my reading style, and over this last few months or even a year, some of you may have noticed it's been getting harder and harder for me to stop and go step by step. And that is actually due to some 0-point dynamic stuff that's been going on in my personal practice. Maybe I'll be talking about that in an update in the future. So it's easier for me to actually just lay everything out, read, record, edit, upload, as opposed to kind of take things through card by card, step by step. Now, this does not mean I will not be appearing in any video. Of course, my non-horoscope videos I will still be appearing in, but when it comes to horoscopes, this is just, quite frankly, better. So that being said, also, the incoming wave will be coming out here shortly as well, so stay tuned for that. But let's get started with what's going on with your week. So this week, ultimately, Virgo, it seems to be a very busy one that is also quite polar. We've got a lot of positive things going on, but also at the same time, some troublemakers showing up and kind of, infiltrating the party if you let them. Now, when I say if you let them, remember, you have free will. Your responsibility is to use and live with your free will. Don't defer it out. Don't phone it out, okay? Now, we look at the Wheel of Fortune upright as the overarching theme. A lot of things are advancing this week for you as far as maybe projects that have been on hold, maybe things that you've been waiting for, things on back order. The Wheel of Fortune is indicating here that a lot of things that have been kind of up in the air are starting to physicalize, starting to actually substantiate, starting to actually hit the ground, and they're hitting the ground running. With the Wheel of Fortune upright, it does feel like this is hitting all areas of your life, so it may feel a little bit like information overload, maybe too much of a good thing, and possibly too many good things trying to show up all at one time in your life. And that's not, of course, not a bad thing. That would be considered, I guess, a happy problem to have. But we want to make sure that we are also able to keep up the pace, right? We strike while the iron is hot. One of the biggest problems and challenges that I've found with people who get this card, even in a positive reading, is that sometimes they get what they want and they take it too slow. They just go way too damn slow. They don't necessarily allow themselves to, think on their feet, to strike while the iron is hot. It gets cold and then they have to start all over again. So pay attention to what presents this week when it comes to new opportunities for abundance, new social opportunities, new journeys that you can take with your craft, your spiritual work, your career, your romantic life, because the Wheel of Fortune is bringing all of this in to be delivered all at once. And this is going to feel almost like a pylon of good things. You just have to make sure that you are accepting of the pylon. Don't accidentally reject something just because you happen to be in a mood that hour. You're going to regret it. Make sure that you make time and keep that balance. Allow for that engagement, because the more you consistently engage and keep the ball passing back and forth, the more intimate a connection we can have, because it's not just enough to manifest or attract something. We want to be able to keep it, right? In fact, that's a big lesson of this week, learning how to keep the good things that come to us. In fact, as we get to the Seven of Cups, skipping one for now, we're actually seeing a lot of things that you've been searching for are popping up as options. With the Seven of Cups, it looks like a lot of you Virgos maybe have been hunting for either new work projects, new abundance opportunities, maybe even new living situations, new friendship circles, new whatever you are looking for. We are seeing the options present themselves all at one time. Now, the thing that I'm getting from this Seven of Cups is that ultimately they all hit the mark, in one way or another. Maybe they're in your price range, maybe they're in the place you want them to be, they have the correct starting date, they vibe really well with the atmosphere, the energy you want to engage with. But with the Seven of Cups, sometimes the temptation is to try and wait too long to actually start finding room for these things to exist in your life. And this is coming in the form of also social contacts, social relationships, friendships, networking groups, all kinds of things like that. So this week, just make sure that you are not trying to slow the pace down, right? Don't fall off your wavelength. Don't jump on a frequency that these things are not on. Let yourself take that stimulation and allow yourself to become very energized, but also in a place where you can cash in on what's being given to you. Because the Seven of Cups, if you're looking for, again, if you're looking for maybe a new place to work, or you're looking for a new place to travel, you're looking for a new group, a new spiritual path, you're looking for a new place to test your skills, you're going to get 3 or 4 at least all at once showing up, all perfectly viable and perfectly good. That's not a bad thing. Don't get frustrated if it doesn't seem like one is standing out as number one above all the rest, because they're actually all equal. So now you just get to pick one that you feel is best for you as you are. Now, as we get to the Troublemakers, okay, looking at the King of Swords in reverse, this is definitely showing up to me in more of a business or financial or maybe material world kind of circumstance. And I'm feeling with the King of Swords reversed, a lot of you Virgo people need to be careful about making sure you're not getting manipulated or maybe even bullied or pushed or pressured into doing something that you know would be a step down or a step back. Because the King of Swords reverse is showing up as something, or maybe even somebody or a couple of people that are trying to kind of keep you from taking a step forward in your work or in your pursuit of material wealth, or maybe some kind of material aspiration that you actually have. And one of the things it does look like it has to do with them wanting you to give them what they want, what they think they need. Don't move forward, don't evolve, don't get promoted, don't transfer, don't take that opportunity, or, because we need you to invest here. We need you to hold up our paradigm. We need you to keep us on life support. And the King of Swords reversed can sometimes do that. Remember, with the King of Swords reversed, they can be frustrating, but they're also actually, it's a pitiful card, because the King of Swords reversed is ultimately somebody who knows they're broken, but is trying to come off perfect. So you might be feeling kind of a pressure to do things with your money or your professional path or your personal expression that make absolutely no sense, or even antithetical to your highest interest. And this is a week where you got to make sure, with all of these good things happening with the Seven of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, that we are not giving ourselves a chance to step backwards, to slow our growth, step down, or step off the highest, frequency, highest trajectory we can be on, just because somebody else might be trying to appeal to us with a bit of manipulation, even though what they really want is, again, somebody to give them their life support, their drug, whatever. They need somebody to hold up their reality. The King of Swords reverse can never do it themselves. They need people to keep up appearances with them. Don't be one of those people. Don't let that stop you from taking a good opportunity. Now, the other troublemaker seems to be showing up not as a person. I don't feel like the King of Pentacles reversed as a person, but rather a crisis, or maybe not necessarily a crisis, but almost like a phase or a mood that is showing up. And again, this does seem to be more in the romantic and social and family areas. With the King of Pentacles reversed, there seems to be something going on where the idea or the drive towards perfectionism is creating a monster out of either, a single person, or maybe an entire couple, an entire family, or a dating situation. Because I'm feeling this King of Pentacles reversed is kind of, they're invested, honestly, they're invested. They feel invested in love. They feel invested in the relationship, but they're more invested in the performance. They're more invested in how it looks. They're more invested in the aesthetic of relationships. They're interested in the aesthetic of, wanting to look like they've gotten something, that they've achieved it, that they have that love. They want the exchange. And that's the problem with the King of Pentacles reverse. It's an attitude that focuses on status, not authenticity, not anything organic. Now, does that mean that your partner is going to be bad, or that this is a bad person? No, but they're in a bad phase. They're in a bad place when we're engaging them this week. And hopefully we can kind of get them to come back down to earth and be a bit more grounded in the fact that, look, appearances don't manifest anything all by themselves. If nobody believes the appearance, or it's forced, or it's contrived, it's ultimately doomed to fail. And with the King of Pentacles reversed, your partner or your crush may be going out of their way to look like the perfect relationship, but it's not coming from a natural self-realized place. It's a place of focusing on keeping up with the Joneses. I want a relationship like that. I want a relationship like that. But it's almost so driven. It's actually not very sentimental, emotional, or loving at all. Find out what is triggering this behavior and see what we can do to kind of get people into a space where they're being more authentic in their emotional expressions and less performative, less focused on appearances, and things will turn out just fine. If a person cannot get away from that, it is a sign that this might be a survival program that is kind of running that they need to take ownership of and get under control. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.